Are you recording?
Yeah.
Is this just audio? I
No,
guess.
stop. Everything is recording, Statuesse, I promise.
All right. All right. Let's do it. I'm ready. Whatever people see, they see.
Get it going, man. Hello. Yo. 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 Good morning. Good afternoon. Salutations. Welcome to Autastic Artists 32. Fuck, we've done 32 of these all day. Today I've got an international star on here. At least they think they're international star. They are. Because I'm in America and they're Canadian and I know who they are. So that definitely counts, right? That's definitely a starting point. But
I heard that.
welcome to Autastic Artist 32. My name's Duante Barnett. We got a great show for you today. We're just getting started. I think we've been actually up to date lately. We haven't been running late. We haven't been doing anything. We're 10 minutes late today, but we're here. We're on time. We're here, and she's queer. I'm not. So, welcome to the show. Good up for our guest today. They go by Statuesse. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Statuesse.
Yeah, I mean, you started with something a little bit important. Canada, born, raised, still living the racism dream over here. I'm an old lady. I love to say that because old is a privilege. I'm a parent. I'm a comedian because sometimes I'm funny. And I'm an advocate. I don't like to say that part, but it's there. Something really important about me is that I'm giant sized. So every time I tell someone I'm tall, they don't believe me. And then when they see me, they're shocked. The next shot is that I'm awkward because I'm neurodivergent and beginning a new journey with autism.
Well, there we have it. That's a good place to start, isn't it? Um, so why do you say a new journey with autism? Why do you say it like that?
Because I'm self-diagnosed with autism, um, officially diagnosed ADHD, but only in 2021. And yeah, the autism stuff is newer to me. I always knew I was different. Every day somebody told me I was odd or weird or awkward. Um, and yeah, now I have a little more insight as to why folks were saying that. I don't Are we allowed to swear here? I guess I should have asked that first because I swear a lot.
Yeah, we're allowed to swear. It just means that more work for me later. I edit it out later. But
Okay, then I will not add work for you.
I don't care either way. I'm gonna probably cuss a couple times, so I'll have to go through and listen to it either way. So it's one way or the other. And what do you do, Statuesse? I mean, I didn't really tell them. You kind of said you're from Canada. What do you do? What kind of entertainer are you?
I'm a comedian. I do burlesque. I do drag. I'm a writer. I'm a producer, makeup artist. Like I do all the things. There was no one to do anything for me. So I do all the things. I'm a model. And I think that's like that is definitely part of the autism journey because people like for comedians, they tell you like you're pretty, you can't be funny. Well, yeah, I can. Um, and so I think that people assume autism or ADHD, neurodivergency has a look. Well, if it does, it's real cute.
I didn't. I didn't. It's funny. I didn't wake up with enough spunk for you today. I see. Um, there's a comedian I work with named Debbie Wooten, and you remind me of a young, not a dumb, a young Debbie Wooten, because you are just all over it. You got to answer for everything. Let me ask you. Now you've been doing comedy. How long have you been doing comedy and performing?
15 years for comedy and performance of some type. Yeah, since I was really young. I was in the church choir. I was, yeah, I'm excommunicated. I just want to put that out there. That's a point of pride. Um, yeah, I was in the church choir. I danced. I did all the stuff as a kid that really saved me. But comedy, 15 years. I had a friend trick me on stage. That's how many comedians start. But I dedicated myself to it after I had twins and was working a corporate job. I was like, I need out. I need an outlet.
So your twins are what, 13 and 4 or 14? I'm assuming they must be young in your comedy career. How old are the twins?
Twins are 16. I also have an older kid, 25, because family planning works. Everybody's a birth control baby.
And let me ask you, do you feel like do you guys your kids have a touch of autism, or do you think it
The reason I got diagnosed was because I was like, these bitches can't be doing it on purpose. They can't be doing all of this on purpose. And that just like looking at myself and being like, how many times have I looked for my phone as it's in my hand?
how many? Count them. Let me know.
Oh, I couldn't. I could never I could never count it. And so I did some like deep searching and thinking about some questions and got diagnosed. And when you're finding out information, you're like, oh, it's genetic, so I did it to them. And so all my kids are ADHD. Uh, I'm thinking maybe one of them is autistic. And this is how I also went down that autistic rabbit hole, was because I was like, maybe my child is autistic. And so let's go look. And I took an online questionnaire and I got a lot of numbers.
You didn't even finish it, and it was like, do you like purple? Do you like dinosaurs? What's your favorite rock? Ichthyosis, the other one. You like diamonds?
Obsidian.
Can you
It's
visualize?
obsidian.
Can you visualize chemical bonding angles? Does all this make sense to you? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what. Yeah, a tetrahedral is a real thing. A tetrahedral is realistically a atomic at diamond because it's eight. Never mind. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm old special. I got touch of the tism myself. The way I like to say it is, I'm tired of all you fucking normies and your issues. Like, oh, too bad you're socially accepted. Can't get through life. Imagine not being socially accepted and everybody thinking you're fucking weird. You're not weird. You just got this thing. Never mind. Sorry. Was I? That's just my issues. It's
Oh yeah. No, I'm on the outside of everything. Everything. Like I'm not a typical size. My hair's blue.
how tall?
Uh I
You
was
say
single parents.
you,
Yeah.
say- you pardon my French, but you say you're an Amazon bitch, right? How big are you? How tall are you?
Yeah, I'm 6'1" before shoes. And when I say 6'1", I mean the real 6'1". I don't mean the online dating 6'1",
I'm
okay?
I'm 6'2". I can ride that ride. I'm just letting you know. I'm 6'2". I'm tall enough.
Listen,
Right.
this is the flat shoe. I'm still bringing shoes to Zoom meetings. This is the flat, okay? This right here, this the flat shoe. Um, I have like I'm a performer, right? So I have a 9-inch platform boot because I mean, why not be closer to 7 feet? And so I'm like 6'9", and then I add hair, and I got some big afros, so
I,
I'm doing it.
I bet there's a ton of colonizer white guys that want to just pay for you to step on their balls and shit.
We're trying to work that out, so please look for me.
I,
Make your deposit, folks. I'm ready. I'm ready. I mean, did you think that we were gonna do normie stuff here? Hello, hi.
I knew better. I just it reminded me.
Yes, I am happy to step on you for my needs. It's entertainment. You said I'm an entertainer, right?
Monies,
I
right?
might also be funny. Look, 2 for 1. Pay me double.
I there's a woman I had an evening with. That's how we'll put it. I had an evening with her, right? And her attitude on life and entertainment was similar, right? She was a strong looking black woman, right? So she did drag too, and I was like, how does a woman do drag? Because I'm very what's the word? Vanilla.
Okay. Okay.
Right? I got three positions: missionary, doggy style, and maybe from the side.
Woo. Well, you
Which
can always work on that.
no, no, I can't. It's okay. I'm happy. I'm happy with my meal. It's okay. My ex-girlfriend tried that. I don't want to step outside the box. It's okay, but
Okay.
it's okay. I'm fine. But we we talked about it. She's like, yeah, I do drag, and white people love it when I just misabuse them. And I was like,
Oh, like
can you expand on it?
I
I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell me the same. Hey, what's that about in Canada, right? What's that about?
about
What's
about
that?
I honestly like I do drag and burlesque. And so often there's a chain, there's a whip, and they do love it. And this is why I show up like extra, extra, extra big. Um, because I mean, what's better than being able to see everything and everybody to see you and love an outfit. Oh, we're doing that too. Oh, oh, thank you.
Mind your business, ma'am. I'm not doing anything.
No, absolutely nothing.
But
Yeah, they do love that. I will say when I was really young, because I was in church, extra vanilla, so I didn't really know about this stuff, and every second MFer was like, "Will you be my dominatrix? Will you be my dominatrix?" And I was like, "I don't even know what that is." I mean, I do now, and I have the boots for it.
and the, I don't know if you would agree with this, but does it make it hard for you to like want to do comedy? Because it I know you get paid extremely well.
Mm, no, I'm a comedian.
No, well,
Comedy like
you didn't let
grounds
me
me.
finish. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
I know you get paid extremely well to do burlesque and defame white people, right? So does it make it hard to want to do comedy? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm getting. Is the girl was like, I'll make $1,000 a night and get told to step on seven white guys' balls and talk shit to these white motherfuckers, and they eat it up. And I make a couple $100 at least. I'm tipped out 300 or 400, and I'm booked for 500. And I was just like, bitch, why do you do comedy? Like I wouldn't do anything either. I would just sit here and fucking defame white people and kick them in the nuts and call them all kinds of dirty names. Am I wrong here? I mean, and the reason why I say this is because
Mm.
we talk about art in all forms. We usually don't have a burlesque person or a drag person, especially a woman of color. And I know that it's hard for us to get paid in comedy, but somehow, once we sexualize you, right, in statuesque and put you on that burlesque stage or that drag show, motherfuckers want to pay you, huh?
My first burlesque show, I was like, why have I ever done anything else? Why? I'm the cutest. I got to bring an outfit. Nobody's upset about it.
Everybody
Um,
wished you bought another one, right? They're like,
yeah,
bitch, why
yeah.
didn't you bring two? Right?
I get to uh, like, I have a corset. I love to have somebody untie it, and then I just walk away, and it's it's really empowering. And yeah, it pays well, but every job doesn't pay well. Everybody doesn't want a tip, especially when you're black in little old Calgary, so-called Calgary. Um, and to half of those people, they want you to do it, but they don't want to pay you. But um, really, if you want to talk about giving people the rub, that's what I do in comedy. I do that on the stage. I welcome myself to the stage with my name is Statuesse and I'm born, raised, and still living the racism dream in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The celebrities first stop before bam, because that's where they really want to go. And they hate that, but I love it. Like for me, I yeah, I want to talk about my experience. Burlesque is more my creative side. Yeah, I get to be sassy, but um yeah, that's my self-expression. I do like
That,
in Drake, I did this song "I'm a Big Deal" by Chris Martin. Like I walked out there like I'm a big, and the outfit that I crafted was like a robe that made me as big as possible. So, like for me, that was the number one thing.
and that's, I guess for me, that's the thing I was getting is I know my friend said, and I get not everything pays better, right? But there's no free drag shows, right? There's really no free burlesque
Oh,
shows.
oh, they're paying me. Oh,
Yeah,
they pay me in
that's what I'm
comedy. I
saying.
don't do comedy for free anymore. I suffer, and
Hold on,
they are
say
mad
what I
about
said.
it.
But you've been doing it for 15 years. That might be
Yeah.
the reason, right? 7 years, but that's the difference, and I think you'll agree here is that from day one of burlesque and drag, you get paid at everything. Now, it may not be a lot,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you're at least getting
So I mean, it depends. I'll tell you what. For me, yeah. For me, I got paid right from the beginning because I had that foundation. You know, people talk about paying your dues, but I don't think that that's necessary. I think like you're developing yourself. So, I had already developed myself, like I said, like model, producer, writer, makeup artist. I do theater, I sing, I dance, I like all of these things. I also create all my own wardrobe, my own outfits, my costuming, unless somebody's really sewing because I'm autistic. That sewing shit ain't happening over here as easily as I want it. But um
not that
like
it doesn't happen. It's that one stitch goes to the right, and you're like, "Fuck, we got to redo it." One stitch is off to the left, you're like, "Fuck, we got to." Nobody's gonna see that stitch, bitch. It's in your armpit. Just sew it and shut the fuck up. Sorry.
I sewed something yesterday.
How,
Okay.
how many times did you have to resew it? How many times did your OCD kick in?
It was the sewing machine.
Yeah, sure, sure. It was.
So I hand sewed it yesterday. I'm not joking. I will
I
show
know
you
it.
at the end.
I know it because you were pissed. You're like, this isn't coming out straight enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, I came with all the tools. I came with all the things. Um and so they were actually asking me to come and do stuff because I'm an anomaly, I guess. I'm an enigma. There's not a lot of this where I'm at.
And I agree with you,
Um
but I think in comedy there's not a lot of that either, and you don't get the same love, right? And so,
no,
and that's,
no.
and I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying not everybody might get paid as much, but there's a big difference though in how you were treated in this burlesque world. You have some control and you have some power, and people
Oh,
loved it.
oh,
Whereas in comedy, the crowd may have loved it, but your coworkers didn't. Do you get what I mean? Like, hey,
100%. I will also say that burlesque and drag comes from a different like source, let's say.
it's more
Um
improv. It's more like doing improv than it is like doing stand up. And I mean, from a crowd standpoint, when you do
it's only
improv, everybody's
listen,
like, "Yay, we're all here! Thank you for being here. We had a space. We're gonna do the thing." When you go to a drag show, it's the same idea. Hey, everybody! Thank you for being here. We got this space. We're gonna do a thing. Sorry, I went
okay,
to drag show.
so
That's
so
exactly how they started. They're like, "We're here and we have our space and we're gonna do this thing. Yay!"
that I was just coming in hot with my academy geeky mind because my education is anthropology, and that's the difference. The difference is that burlesque and drag comes from black people. Like black folks develop those things. That's why it's amazing. That's why I should be celebrated. Also, I'm fucking incredible. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I haven't even makeup on, and I did the thing. I went to sleep at 4 o'clock thinking I'm
I
gonna
was
sleep
just,
all day.
you're all right. You looking all right.
You
You,
say, yeah. And
yeah.
I did nothing. And I look, I imagine if I put on the boots and the hairs and the
I just say,
yes.
white people always say, I've had better. Oh, sorry.
You ain't nobody here have me.
No, I said I've had better. It's all right. It's okay. Oh shit. It's funny. So
But I will say, like, comedy also, like, at this point in time, is very much like punch at anything and see what lands. I do punch up comedy. I'm only punching up. I'm only punching up. If you're okay, then I'm gonna make a joke about you. Because why are we punching down? Why are we okay with um being like low on the people who are uncomfortable? Which, let's be honest, it's very often that neurodivergent or autistic person who is stemming, and we're making fun. I'm not gonna say we for that because I'm not. Um, and I like question this whole comedy thing, like, if the person who's okay or the best or VIP can't take a joke, why should anybody else be able to?
I,
Why? Because the VIP is where everybody is trying to get to. So if VIP can't fucking take a joke, what, like, then nobody can take a joke.
I,
So
I
let's
think
punch up. I'm happy to punch up. Also, another reason why I'm really big, it's terrifying. It's terrifying that I'm making fun of the biggest person in the room outside of me, and black women are not punchline for me. So that's why in comedy they don't. For sure, my coworkers don't like that shit.
well,
I'm also like, think
'cause
about what you're saying.
I
Think
talked.
about it.
I had Ryan Perez on, if you remember, right?
I do. That's my buddy.
I don't know if you watched our interview, but we had a blast, right?
Yes.
And I got to say something. So first off, I started working in the hockey industry because I do
Okay.
Kraken. Obviously know about hockey, right? Because you're in
Yeah.
Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, right? And
Yep.
let me tell you, for Americans, Calgary is the armpit of Canada, from what I've been told. There ain't shit there. So
But me,
I
but
just-
me. I know I'm brown, so
she is the shit there. I'm literally, oh
thank
god
you.
damn it. But when I say that, I don't mean it in a bad way. What I mean
Mm.
is we don't always understand, like, Alberta, Calgary is in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? It's not really next to anything. It's not like you said, you're not next to Toronto, you're not next to BC, you're not on the coast. It's like literally on the opposite side of Montana when it comes to America.
I love that. We are next to BC, but we're not close. It's
Well,
like 12-hour drive to get
all
to
right,
Vancouver.
but that's
But
saying
we're closer to Montana, and it's like a fucking mirror. It's like this,
that's what I'm
yeah.
getting is you're in for those who might understand why I'm saying this, she's in Canadian Montana. Now imagine there ain't no niggas in Montana. There ain't none. Hold up, there's none.
Butte.
There's
Butte. Ever been to Butte, Montana?
no, I don't want to either. I've drove
Yeah. Yeah. They still come out of the car, like out of the house. If I go to the gas station, they still come out of the house to be like,
actually with the blue hair. They're like, is that the girl? Is that a Kraken? I saw the movie The Kraken. The mom had blue hair, her skin. That's not purple. Is that what they call purple? She's definitely the Kraken mom. That bitch is
I
big.
did it wrong. I
I'm
did it wrong, as per fucking usual.
so wrong. I'm so wrong.
Mm,
It's
mm.
funny. So there was this old. I work in I don't know if you know what I do for work, but I'm now a peer counselor at Peer Kent in Washington. And so
Congratulations.
thank you,
We
thank
love it.
and I'm a
Mental health is beautiful.
bingo. I work with those with mental health issues, substance abuse issues, homelessness, and then anybody else who wants to come in and help get work with their job, right? And so I deal with all types. And we had our training, and there was a lady in there named Linda. She's a good 6 foot. You know what I mean? She's an African American woman on the darker side, right? And then she's not like you. She's not on the attractive side either. So then there's that, right? And then she's a larger, heavy set woman, right? And so we were talking about how at work, whenever she gets loud, she gets told that she's bossy and she's a big scary bitch and all these different things, right? But when the white women do it, they're showing leadership skills and they're showing it right. Exactly. I saw the way exactly your face when I fucking hate it when that happens, right? Suzanne does it. She's stepping out of the box to create it. You know what I mean? When I do it, I'm a bitch. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Calgary is going to be one of those cities, right? Like I can only imagine.
Dante.
Okay, hey, ma'am, have you been seen? Do you feel seen? Do you feel heard? Sorry.
Dante. Dante. I mean, that's a perfect segue to they definitely prove that they don't want to fuck with me. They charged me with a hate crime.
How? For
You-
what?
First of all, you can't even charge somebody with a hate crime here. It has you like you're charged with an offense and then you're convicted and then they have to prove you're inciting violence on a protected group. That's when it's considered a hate crime, but they charged me and put it in the fucking newspaper. They put it in the media.
Hold on. I'm
So
just saying, with how
yeah,
racist
they
they are
charged
to
me.
Native
That's how racist
Americans.
they are. You know what I did? I went to go help somebody at school. A mom went to go get her kid's stuff from kindergarten. They expelled the kid because mom was like, "You're being racist," not because the kid did anything. The child's a delight. And so yeah, they they locked down the school because I knocked on the door and said I forgot a letter. They forgot a letter. And so yeah, they took me to jail. They hate me here. They hate me, but you know what? I make impact. I I made protesting sexy again. I brought sexy back. I changed the face of activism in this city. Um, People weren't protesting before the Women's March in 2017, and we brought 10,000 MFers to protest. Um, and I'm organizer, founding organizer, and Grand Marshal. We did that for BLM too. 6,000 Black folks all in the same place. No police presence. We created our own security team. Um, I am part of a group called Walls Down Collective, and we do Friday night pop-ups where we feed people. There's harm reduction, um, and anybody can get this. Sometimes we have haircuts. We have a fire in the winter. We do cold weather response. We have a phone where people can call instead of calling the police. Like I've been doing some stuff over here. It's all grassroots. Oh, and probably might be an indicator as to why some folks aren't happy with me. I'm the president of Black Lives Matter in the city. Black Lives Matter came to find me to ask me to do so. And so, yeah, she a badass bitch doing the shit. It's in everybody's eye.
So my white side keeps wanting to be like, she's I.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The white side is gonna come around because I'm the kind that Massa wanted. I mean, I make twins and I look good and I'm big. I can carry heavy stuff.
Alrighty, I was
But
about to do it. You make
also,
a good worker.
this this thing. Look, I mean,
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass. I feel
some
like I gotta sit
some
your ass down.
because you like it big. It's fun size. Don't worry.
Sit your little ass down. Stop flirting with me. Everybody.
Little, hey, don't be rude, little ass. Who got a little ass over here? This is the whole milkshake.
We'll
It's
see.
called an ass quake because
That's
it moves and the world shakes with it.
I saw something the other day that said, "I don't spoon, I spork."
Oh, I mean, why not?
Well, I know this isn't dating with disabilities, but
Ah,
I want to talk about it. You are you're fuck. I'll
hmm.
for dating with disabilities because I don't know. I'm too fucking prude to touch that one. So we'll leave that one alone. I like how you laughed at me because I had. So I'll just explain it. Nope, I'm not going there. I'll wait to get that uncomfortable in like 2 months. Never
How,
mind.
how, well,
I
how
like.
about I help? I'm non-binary
There we go.
and I'm gender fluid.
There we go. Uh,
Yeah.
And I didn't. That's a better answer for me without getting into. We'll get into the more details next time. But I didn't. So I had the reason why I say that is I had Statuesse on our show, and I was like, she's talking about how she's got kids and her boobs, and I was like, did I fuck up here? I don't know if they understand that black and proud isn't just like I'm black and I'm proud of being black. It's like I'm black and I'm gay or LGBT. And then we had another talk, and I was like, oh fuck me. My white side really came out. I made some assumptions here. Right. And
I
then my
am bred as trans.
and then my autistic side came out and went, I wanna look it up. And then I looked at it, you know what? I don't need to go down this rabbit hole. This is now I'm looking at all these. Never mind, you know what? Nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna walk away, right? And so I thought it was hilarious because when I talked to Ryan, Ryan's like, yeah, you because we're talking about how we're polarizing people.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is I remember I got sent a message from you and you're like, you got to go check out this guy, Ryan. He's autistic like us. And I was like, us? First off, you're fucking autistic? So you're like, yes. Fucking hey, I'm missing all kinds of signals here.
Really? Really?
I know. I, remember, I'm autistic too, so I don't always catch everything, right? Like some people are like, "How didn't you know it, fucker? I'm autistic. You're not the only one, right? Like you're not. Work with me here." But and we were talking about it. I was like, I'm one of the most hated people in Seattle that does comedy, and I lost my kids. I had a bad argument with my wife. She went with the scary black dude, and then she's got all white family. So of course they believed him. And then I got a DVPO put on me, and I took another kid to see my other school, which went to school with my other kids, and got a charge and all this shit. And there's this cloud around me, right? But when push comes to shove, if you sit down and have a talk with me or see me in public, I'm not a violent motherfucker, right? And so it's sad. It's extremely sad to say to hear that because Ryan was like, Statuette sounds like a female version of you. That's how they're doing her here in Calgary. And I was like, am I wrong? Have they not villainized you and turned you into this big, scary black woman?
Oh, like from the time I was two
I
years
said
old.
like, black person. But I mean, at least on the comedy scene in the entertainment world, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you. I accept any pronoun.
Okay,
That is how gender fluid I am.
thank you.
And so sometimes people will get it right, which is all the time. Um, since I have been, the only reason I'm funny is because I was trying to save myself. I'm sure I'm naturally funny, but it came out more because I was trying to save myself because I was always villainized. I was always the mean one, but also because I'm autistic, like I'm hyper focused on some stuff. So when people are in harm, especially when you can see that somebody needs some support and they're not getting it, and then there's like a group of kids making fun of them and that person is crying, I'm gonna step in. Um, that's a real thing that happened. I stepped in, I was in grade 7, I was in French immersion. I asked to go to French immersion. Oh, geek. And my parents sent me, but it was a trial program. So it was his first year in the quote unquote hood. I was the only black kid, and people were like, "Who do you think you are?" So interrupting for that kid, there was those 5 kids came and tried to whoop my ass. I mean, I put it down. I held my own. They did break my glasses, but um, like well before that, they thought I was a fighter because when you're different, when you're autistic, when you're ADHD, and you burst out crying in class because they took the big chair again, and you can't fucking sit in that little chair in that little desk because you're too big. I'm bigger than the teacher. Grade 2, bigger than the teacher.
Yeah, I know what you're
I'm
talking
so
about.
crying. And everybody's like, she's the problem. She's the problem. Well, no, I have a lot of solutions and you don't want to listen to me. And I'm going to be heard because even if it doesn't fix it for me, it's going to fix it for somebody. And that's really important to me. Sometimes I say I'm a bozo because I keep putting other people first. But
That's one of my
um,
favorite words. I used to, so when I was married, my kids used to call people bozos. My kids got in trouble at school for calling people bozos. What, like, because they're name calling. Well, what's a bozo? A bozo's a fucking clown. My kid just called somebody a clown. Like, what do you want my kid when my kid feels like
you
somebody
do it.
just says something to him stupid? You got a little 5-year-old. She told her teacher she was a bozo. That's when she crossed the line. She's you're a bozo.
Yeah,
I
no,
was just like,
no.
what did you say to Kalia? Obviously, there was a reason she called you a bozo.
Oh, it's because she was right. It's not even because she said bozo. It's because she was right.
No, but that's what I mean. Is what did you say to my daughter? There's a reason why she called you that. Obviously, you
Yeah,
were acting like
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. Your kid is right. That's the problem. She identified the issue
a bozo.
very clearly. Uh, that is another thing is that I'm very clear, and nobody clocks the ADHD. Nobody clocks it. And so that's another reason I get villainized because people expect me to be like extra cheery, extra bright, go out of my way for them. And um, for me, oh, geez, we getting deep. For me, like I have a narcissistic parent, so my job was to make everybody happy, or I was being very harshly punished. So I, I was doing my best, and you can't. It doesn't happen all the time. There's too much.
A time out there
Yeah.
because we run some groups at my job,
Mm,
and I've really
yeah.
got into some great fucking work for me and my recovery and my help because I think I'm gonna say a couple things here and kind of still the momentum here, but I think you're gonna give me some finger snaps and some ooh girls as I do it. Okay, so one of the things I hate when people say is I have survival skills. No, you don't. You have good trauma based responses.
Yeah.
You got one already. Is that a thing? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You might. Did I just hit home? Holy shit! Right? I'm going to claim that you do not have survival skills as a kid that's been through trauma. You have good trauma-based responses or coping mechanisms because surviving skills are skinning a cat, skinning a not skinning a cat, sorry, skinning a
Yeah.
fish. Skinning, you're not skin cats. This guy's crazy.
Called the Brazilian. It's called the Brazilian.
Right. Oh, whoa, hello.
Ah.
Wrong show, damn it. Wrong show.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I'll talk about that too. Never mind. I got a question. That's more like a giraffe. Sorry, I saw pictures. So, but there's that's trauma based response, right? And then ideally you have trauma based response because you've been through shit, right?
Mm.
And then most of the time when you've been through stuff, right, you're gonna have to go through recovery. And then when you go through recovery, you gotta understand that you're gonna piss some people off in order
Oh,
to make yourself better. Let's say that
I'm
again. You gotta
yeah,
be
I'm doing it
okay
right now.
pissing people off to
Yeah.
make yourself better. And then
Oh.
right? And then when you piss people off, right? Because part of this and what we talked about is my group is I do a group talking about self-care.
Mm.
And there's 8 levels to self-care. There's spiritual, mental, physical, intellectual, environmental, social, um, there's two more. Social, and they really don't matter right now because it's not that big of a deal, but I hit 6 out of 8, right? And we're
Yes.
talking about how grounding is going through your proper self-care. And so you have to
Um.
all these different things, right? And so when people are when you're peeling off the layers or you're going through your own trauma or you're going through your own stress or you're going through your own expression, the people you offend, you're not offending them. It's that they don't have any trauma-based responses that are good to understand that you've triggered something inside of them, not inside of you. Do we just become best friends? You're like, oh my God, we speak.
Like I'm in recovery right now.
Right?
That's what's happening to me right now. I'm in recovery right now. This is why I said my new autism journey because I've always been autistic. But it wasn't an autism journey, it was a trauma journey. And now I get to redefine um, what my life looks like and what caring for me looks like. It's never been about me. I was the first kid. I was the oldest kid. Um,
You were the
they're
wanted kid. You were the accidental kid. I'm
and
not saying all these things
yeah,
are
yeah,
feelings,
yeah.
but these
Also, I
are
have
the things
two
that,
brothers.
right? This is all the trauma we deal with, right? Like you were supposed to fit in. You were supposed to be a boy. Why can't you be like your brothers? You're the one that's different. Why do you have a period? Your brother doesn't have a period. What's going like
Blue hair, blue hair. What are you doing? Wait, and like I say blue hair because I've been pissing people off with blue hair for 15, like a good dozen years. And I just don't understand. It's my head. Why are you upset? It looks incredible, you bitches.
but
Brown and blue go together. Um, so I understand like making people upset. I'm an activist. I make people upset all the time. Like the hardest thing for me is the grief. It's the grief because if I've done all of this with no support as an autistic ADHD queer person who's just like all the margins, just put me in all the margins, put me in the absolute smallest space. Um, and no, because I literally can't be small. Don't put me in any fucking box. I'm gonna do whatever I like. And I'm an old lady. I'm old now. Like I'm almost 50. The ADHD diagnosis came at like 47. No, 48, 40, 46, almost 47.
well, then let me say this because in recovery, and this was also something we talked about yesterday, was that people always and aren't going to be able to forget who you are and what you were and what you were defined by. And so
Yeah,
as
and
you recover,
yeah, so
people
they're
want
gonna be mad.
you back and they want to pull you back. They want to treat you a different way or a certain way. Like I have somebody in the comedy scene who wanted to say I was dangerous and I pulled a gun on my wife and all these different things. Well, even if that was true, hold up, even if it was true, right? Don't we believe in rehabilitation and second chances?
Believe me, it's performance, baby. It's performance.
Well, not for black people, but for white people, yes. Just like
Exactly.
it wasn't a mental health issue for drugs until white people got on meth, right? Before did you just do the keep
Not at all. What you mean?
and now I let me ask you, I know you're in Calgary and you're black, so you didn't start there. Where's your family from? They're not
Dude, guess what? Guess what? Thank you, colonizer. I did start here. I'm Nigerian and Jamaican. Oh yeah, I'm undeportable. What you mean? Thank you, colonizer.
Oh, hold on.
That's
So hold on. I'm just trying to figure this out because black people in Montana is like unheard of. Did they go? They're like, we're not staying here, and they went across the border and landed. And how did you?
oh
I'm just saying, how
yeah.
did your family
Actually,
get to
yes.
get to Calgary?
Actually, yes, there are a lot of African Americans straight out of Merca in Canada, not just through the Underground Railroad that ended up in Nova Scotia, but in Alberta, we have Amber Valley. That is an original, like, black settlement, like six generations, however many generations in, and they took down that city. They took that town. They did the same thing. They don't want us. They don't want us. But I'm indigenous to Biafra.
That is
And
crazy.
as so
I,
straight out of Biafra and Jamaican
and you
from
said,
the bush, from
yeah,
the very bush part of Jamaica. So I'm Caribbean and African. Like when I tell you I'm niche, like Africans and Caribbeans don't get along. And then I'm not even the good kind of westernized. I'm from Canada. What did we do?
what's that about? And I just ask because like I told you it was a shock when I finally figured out where you know what I mean because you don't there's no reason for anybody in the world to know anything about Calgary. And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? And I'm not trying to insult. I guess
Oh,
I am
I'm
insulting.
not insulted.
No, no, but you get what I'm saying? Like, there's like, what's the? I couldn't tell you. Like, is there a sky thing? Like, even in Toronto, in BC, they got the fake Space Needle. I guess theirs is bigger, but they got a Space Needle looking thing. Like Toronto's right across from the Niagara Falls, right?
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Montreal, they speak French.
Okay.
I
This
don't know.
is hilarious because all I'm hearing you say is Calgary's not an international city. And like technically we're supposed to. We did have the Olympics here, 1988. Um Cool Runnings. That's where Cool Running stuff was in Calgary.
That's definitely
Um
your Caribbean side coming out talking about cool
w-
running. Oh,
wait,
the
wait, wait.
Jamaican bobsled team. Look at you just
Like
pat.
I got a bobsled
You got
team.
it. I got a
Um
bobsled team. We go
yeah.
bobsled.
Also, like literally, the Jamaican bobsled team used to train here. Like whenever they do have a team, they train here. And I know some people. That's all we're gonna say. I mean, maybe you'll remember, and we do dating with disabilities, anyways. Um,
We'll bring that up again. Put a pin in it. We'll come back to it, right?
um, but yeah, we actually have the greatest outdoor show on earth. And so, all you said was that we don't have anything black here. And that people care about.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah, Calgary's a big deal for like oil and gas business, for like the tech scene right now. Even if I'm gonna be honest, they say Toronto is Hollywood North, but a lot of shit is coming out of Alberta. That's the province, which i.e. state. But yeah, there's not a lot of black things that are going on here. There's not a lot of um and when I say that, it doesn't mean we're not here. It doesn't mean we're not doing things. It means that racism is king. That's what that means.
I just
Um,
know you think it you don't the Calgary Flames, right? And that's just because I got a good memory. That's pretty good for me not looking at shit.
Very good.
But there's no minor league baseball. There's no baseball. There's no basketball. There's
There's
definitely
basketball. We have the Surge minor league basketball. We have the Surge. It's 2 years in.
no, huh? Sorry,
Just giving you information. Just giving you information.
like how you're checking.
Um,
We have. You sound like Tropic Thunder. Like this is semi-pro. We have the tropics. We give away $17 at halftime if you can hit a free throw.
the $17.
17.50. We're throwing
Oh,
in a free
to be
parking
to be
pass.
quite frank, like we lost our baseball team. It's hockey. It's hockey. It's hockey. Like, hmm, I'm not gonna say the other part because you're gonna edit it out. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's a whole bunch of white guys here being mad that anybody is doing anything else, talking about nobody should be censored, but won't book a bitch in your comedy play. That's censorship. That's
Oh, no,
censorship because I'm funnier than you,
you want
and
to?
I'm saying it out loud.
You're doing a
Sorry.
diverse show, but I only see the same shitty black comedians on there, and then I
Yeah,
can't.
there's not.
Obviously, I'm too scary and big. But if you notice on my shows, all I book is nothing but different people. And we're not going to commend that because we've made false accusations that you're scary. We
You're too ethnic.
I'd say
You're
we
too ethnic.
and I'm racist because I make jokes about white people, but I think people forget, unlike you, guess what I am? I'm white.
Punch up. Oh, listen, I sound like Karen, so
No,
I'm
but
allowed to say that.
when I make white jokes, remember I'm
Yeah,
half white. I'm
yeah,
not.
no, 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 no. But I have a white baby daddy. What you talking about?
Oh,
We gonna fuck our way out of this.
you're like
We gonna fuck our way out of
I've had white in me. I've had white on me. I can't. Oh,
this. I listen. I'm playing the white person's part. Are you missing it? Are you missing it? I have a white baby daddy.
shit.
All my friends are white. I have a white friend.
Well, that doesn't count. You're in Calgary. You're the only black person there. You have to have white friends. You wouldn't.
Listen, there's 5 of us. I told you, I made people.
I, no, it, there's three and a half of you because you made. No, there's three because you made four other halves.
No,
So
no, 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 no. There's another. I made them with a black person.
the kids
Not
are
all of them.
not all.
We don't match, we go together. Come on. Come
But
on now.
the funny part is my ex-wife and my baby's mom. They're both mixed, right? And
Mm.
look the same. They're both, bigger, thicker women, but they really don't look alike, but they look, all mixed people look alike, right? So guess what? When all six of our kids are together or whenever we were all together, even if I had
Yeah.
kids or whatever, people are like, oh, all your kids are so cute. We're like, some of these motherfuckers ain't related. Oh, that right. And then that motherfucker ain't even mine. And she'd be like, that motherfucker, right? And the fun one for me was when I first started coaching in the suburban area. My sons, I coached on the football team at the local high school, and then they talked me into getting my stepson to wrestle. So
Mm.
after like a couple of months, the little fucker finally figured it out because wrestling's intense, and if your kid's nice, wrestling isn't the sport for him. Wrestling isn't for nice, reserved kids. Wrestling's for kids who have anger issues. And they need to be redirected, right? And it's not a bad thing to have anger issues. I was watching it thinking I should have been a wrestler when I was a kid. But so we're at like the second month of practice, and one of my other coaches that I coach with comes up to me and goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know your stepson looks a whole lot better. Your son looks better." And I was like, "First off, that's my stepson. And second off, why do you think that one's my stepson?" And he was like, uh, I was like, "Don't worry, it's because he's black and he's black. Don't worry, it's fine." And he was just like, "Oh," I was like, "You just say it, Ted." It was fun seeing you sweat. It was just like,
Right? Like,
ah,
lean it.
yeah. Well, uh, uh, shit.
My first kid is not as dark as you, and I breastfed that MFer for 2 years. 25 years ago, okay? 25 years ago, this lady with a white kid on her boob in the mall in Calgary. Oh, they were upset. They were upset. And I was
Walk
like,
by
"Do
and
you
people,
know
people,
personal wet nurse?"
they'd be doing this.
D- Oh,
We need to say something about. Did you?
and of course, over here, like, there's a lot of interracial relationships. So there's a lot of mixed kids. And let me tell you, me and my friends got together. I think there was three of us, and so there was 8 kids amongst us. We just like lined them all up against the wall of the school and took a picture. And there's like two gingers, and when I say ginger, I mean this is dark skin for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Those
and
are the
then
ones.
my
Those are the
kids are the darkest and in the middle.
Those are the ones I always thought I felt bad for. Are the because most gingers that are mixed look like black people. They got red hair and shit. So they got nappy hair and it's all red.
Oh, we're gonna do anthropology. Um, people they probably have albinism.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, oh.
It's
So because they're not mixed. They
no,
are not mixed.
no.
Yeah, but they look light skinned.
The ones, the mixed kids that look like that, there are mixed kids. And they do
There
get that.
are, there are, but I'm telling you, the majority that you're seeing aren't really mixed like that. I'm saying because I that's the baby daddy. That's my baby daddy is one of one of the albinism ones. So if that topic comes up and I don't say something, that MFer always knows. He always knows what I'm doing.
Spidey sense goes off. Statuesse is talking shit about them ginger niggas. They would call
Oh,
them niggas.
okay, wait. My friend was on Canada's Got Talent. His name is Sterling. This is just to say, like, how much black folks got to do to like get into like comedy mainstream. He was already signed by Kevin Hart, and Canada didn't care. They don't care. And so now he's on, Canada's Got Talent, and he has a joke about how ginger hair people are really being marginalized. Yeah. And so he brought them to the cookout with a Negro by respelling orange. And I was like, how much of a reach do we have to do to get in that we are now bringing it in with orange hair? Okay, amongst white people, they hate you, but Nobody else does. Oh, I guess white people are the important ones.
It's like
Thank you, colonizer.
I had the white guy who was adopted and a foster kid try to compare being a foster kid to being black. And I was like, I get it. Like, you feel like most black kids because your dad gave you up and your mom beat you, but they're not pulling over foster kids and beating them, talking about, hey, were you adopted? Oh, yeah, get out the car. We're fucking you up.
Say it. Say
there's,
it.
there's not a whole like line now. And don't get me wrong, you guys do get sexually molested at a high rate and all these different
Yeah,
things.
there's a lot of stuff that happens.
That's your parents' fault for giving you up. Don't be mad at us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And everybody wants solidarity. Everybody wants solidarity until it's their time to be uncomfortable.
Well, I hate to do this to you, but guess what? We did it. That's an episode. We might have to have you on again.
Ooh, I'm happy to be on again. Really, I thought that you dumped me after comedy. I was like, what? Am I not funny? Like, what's happening? What's going on? Wait, no, 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 we're not doing this.
And I didn't know I could drive to Alberta. I might have to drive to Calgary. It's not that far.
What?
Hey, we need to get a show. Suit Man will come up to Calgary. What's that?
Yes.
If you get the venue, we can sell out the show. They probably know me in Calgary from YouTube. So we'll talk about it a different day. But hey, tell us what you got coming up. Anything special you got coming up? Tell them how to find you before you go.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok with Statuesse, Statuesse. And I don't have anything public coming up, a lot of private bookings for me to make my paper. But I do have a YouTube show that is very appropriate, family friendly. It's called Living a Creative Life. I talk to creatives, artists across the city. It's my dream job. I get to be an anthropology geek and I get to talk to people and I'm the boss. It doesn't matter how big I am. And so, yeah, I'm having a great time in my life. Thank you so much for having me. And folks, also bluephoria.com, BLUUPHORIA.com. You can book me there.
Well, that's big, black, and blue, like a shiner your girlfriend gives you if you cheat on her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give it up for Statuesse, everybody. Ready to punch them white folks in the face.
Up, up, up.
He didn't say that because it's not a hate crime.
Up,
It's
up,
I
up.
said it, right? But hey,
It's a
this
workout.
is Bad Productions. Don't forget, Def Comedy Jam is in like 14 days. It's less than 2 weeks away. 13 days from now, we're having Def Comedy Jam. DEAF, where we translate comedy for deaf and hearing audience. Jokes at Jules for you guys is next week, also in Georgetown. Come check us out. This was episode 32 of Autastic Artists. We've been doing this for almost 3 years. We've done 32 Jokes at Jules. We've been producing shows for 5 years. And if you're ever bored, always go to suitmanproductions.com. Suitman Productions on youtube.com, or check out suitmancomedy.com to find out what's coming next. You guys have a great day. Don't work too hard. And remember, if it's big and it's black, that doesn't necessarily mean it's scary. Holler.